want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
Boy, he got a better chance at Beyonce than Rihanna. I didn't think about that clip. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Keyboard Warriors, presented by Cageside.com. My name's Eddie Law. Fred Kirby should be on his way here in a little bit here. We've been out for like 2-3 weeks now. It's been a crazy little bit of time here. So apologies for the inconsistencies on the shows and stuff like that. Y'all have lives and families. Shit happens. Oh, there we go, Mr. Fred Kirby. What's good? What's good?
Oh, yeah, what up, big dog? Are we? Oh yeah, we're live. Okay.
Yeah, we're live. We'll talk after. But I was just saying, it's been a minute, dude. Like it's just been fucking crazy lately with all kinds of shit. I just got back from vacation, and I want to call it vacation, call it a family trip. Dad's out there, y'all. Shit. Everybody knows. Anyone out there that does family trips knows it's more work than relaxation when it comes to taking kids anywhere.
For sure.
Boy, it's crazy.
I take separate vacations. I take one with my lady, and then I take one with my babies because I love them both, but they're they're separate things. I need to definitely not have my kids with me at some point to really relax because the kids are fucking.
Yeah,
it's a lot, especially mine, boy. I don't know about yours. I know you got girls right around that age. Let me tell you, quick little story. Since MMA's been so fucking shit lately, anyways, and I fucking just want to rant about something. Shout out to my oldest. My oldest is 16. She's about to be 17. I love her more than anything on planet Earth, but she makes me madder more than fucking anybody else, too. She's a spoiled little fucking twat, truth be told. And I know I'm the one that made her that fucking way, but what are you going to do? That's the fucking fine line you run as a parent. You want to spoil them, but it turns them into a little fucking twat donkey sometimes. So we go to this place called Yellow Springs. You've probably heard of Yellow Springs, even if you're not from Ohio, because of goddamn Dave Chappelle. It's a place where he chose to fucking hang his head at. So Yellow Springs is a nice little hippie town that's probably like 30, 40 minutes outside of Dayton, where I grew up at. So I take the kids out there for Father's Day, just a bunch of little bullshit shops and vintage stores and bullshit like that. Cool little shit to do. My oldest starts chirping about she's hungry. Now, I'm not just saying we need to kind of go because she's fucking starving. Fair enough. I was hungry. My young one was hungry too. So we're all right, cool, let's leave. So we start heading back towards the car. Man, the whole fucking time, this little broad won't shut up about being hungry. I fucking get it. We're on our way to the car. Shut the fuck up. I'm hungry too. It's just, oh my God, I'm just so fuck. So we finally get to the car and we leave. And I see a fucking restaurant. So we could have drove for another 20 minutes to get back to the city, or we'll hit this little place right here. It's a Caribbean joint. Who gives a fuck? We're stopping to get food. So we get in there. Of course, she doesn't like anything on the fucking menu. And then and side note, they don't sell regular pop or soda, whatever the fuck you pricks call it. So they got these like natural pops. They don't got Coke and Pepsi and Mountain Dew. They got fucking strawberry and all this bullshit. It's naturally flavored pop. I can deal with that, but my spoiled little brat is not fucking loving it. So the fucking waitress says, but we do have Cokes, Coca-Cola. I'm like, fucking God bless you. Thank God. Give me in the little one of strawberry cocksucker and give her a fucking Coke. So they bring out the drinks. My fucking old one takes a sip. This ain't Coke. Now, to her fucking credit, I take a sip of it and it tastes like water with fucking sugar and cinnamon in it. It was a Coke, but it was one of those makeshift cocksuckers. It wasn't an actual Coke. It was a fucking makeshift cola. So she's already teetered on the brink. She finds a fucking pulled pork and macaroni and cheese, the pulled pork and mac. She finds that. She likes that. So I'm like, all right, fine, fuck it. Let's do that. Man, don't you know on this fucking day, Father's Day, the goddamn restaurant ain't got no macaroni and cheese. It's the one thing they don't got. My fucking oldest fucking puts up the white flag. She says, fuck it, I don't want nothing, and just lays her head down. Man, I almost tore that whole fucking restaurant apart. We fucking left. I caused the scene. Told her she fucking ruined Father's Day. It was a complete fucking shit show. So, yes, I fucking understand how fucking kids can be.
Bro, I got a similar one with that. She's not like she's kind of separate with that. So she's different. Just like you would think that a girl like this, like this girl, like she would be like a godsend, right? Because she lets you know how she feels, like straight out. She don't mix messages, nothing, so which is great. But
sometimes.
So my oldest two didn't come this time. They're adults now, so they're living their lives and shit. And so this is the first time they didn't come to a family vacation. So, but this one, she's 16. She turned 17 here in November. So
Bruh, mine turned 17 in November, so we are fucking literally in the November 28th. Mine turned 17. I don't know what fucking day in November, but
20, 23.
5 fucking days apart. That's fucking crazy. What the fuck? 5 days away. So yeah, I totally fucking get it.
No, so we go and we'll start the MMA talk here in a second. Sorry, I'm sorry, but we're getting this out. But she came with us, and she would rather stay in her room all fucking day. She does that here. She's here in her room all fucking day, on the phone with her friends, watching shit on TV. Fine, she ain't out there doing nothing stupid. I know she ain't doing nothing in there, so great. The problem is we go on vacation, it's the same shit. She don't want to go here, she didn't want to go there. We went to Yosemite National Park. There's a lot of hiking and shit like that. She came to one, and she like got halfway through the hike, and then she's like, "I'm gonna wait for you guys here." She's like, she just sat down on a rock, and I was like, "Well, fuck, it's not like you can go anywhere." So all right, cool. Like we went and finished the hike, back, picked her up, went back. She spent the next 2 days in the Airbnb we had. Mind you, this Airbnb is like a solid 45 minutes to an hour from the park because of traffic like that. So I was telling her, I was like, "Yo, if a bear shows up, I got one in the middle of nowhere because that's what I want. I want a peace, quiet, fucking no lights, so I can see like the stars at night and shit like that." And I'm like, if a bear comes, you are fucked. You better know what to do here, man. Because this fucking bear breaks in here, you're fucked. And she's just like, you know what? If that happens, I'm just gonna accept my fate. That's what she said.
Well, kids are wild, Jack. They'll do a lot of that fucking TikTok. Like, fuck it, if I get ate by a bear, I don't give a shit. I ain't trying to hike that trail, so let the bear get me.
I got bitched at because the Wi-Fi was spotty. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? We're in the middle of nowhere, beautiful woods and shit. There's deer in our backyard that show up in the mornings, and come on, bro. And you're bitching about the Wi-Fi? Anyway, so that was that, but it was cool. And then the toddler fucking loved it. This kid's a soldier. He fucking hiked 6 miles, not a peep. He did pass the fuck out in the car, but not a peep from this dude. He was cool with hiking. So, and at the end of this long ass hike, he goes, "Can we go do another one?" And I go, "Dude, Daddy's tired. Fuck you. My back's killing me. I'm gone." Yeah, so anyway,
enjoy it while he's still young and he doesn't know what fucking pussy and drugs are.
Oh,
like,
dude,
soon enough, once he fucking figures out the pleasures of life, he'll be like, "Say, man, fuck that trail,
dude."
I'm staying back with sister. We're gonna hang out. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, yeah. So far, he's exactly like me. And my mom's told me that a minute ago. "Oh, you did all that shit right there. All that stupid shit you're doing. That's you. You did all that." I'm like, all right. So I got a decent idea. He's gonna fucking. All right, cool. Yeah. All right. No, but that shit was funny. But you're right. I told my wife like next year. I was like, next year we're doing family vacation for a week. That's fine. But we're gonna do like a 4-day thing just for us two or something. Like, fuck that. Like, we need to actually rest. We can't just be working all the time. So
for sure.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, Patrick Dana, what's up, my boy? Since your daughter watching this, like, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. My daughter's watch all my shit too, so she'll see that shit. She's like, "What the fuck, Dad? I don't give a fuck."
See, that's what the thing is. None of my kids like fighting at all. They don't like anything about. They don't care for MMA. Like, the older two, they'll hit me up like, "Oh, when's Jake Paul fighting?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like fuck out of here!"
You can ask me about
God damn it! Like, I hate that. But like the youngest one, the little one, toddler, he fucking loves watching fight with me. So, dude, so yesterday's card Saturday is 8:30 start on the West Coast, 8:30 a.m. start. This motherfucker sitting next to me with his pancakes and his fucking yogurt and his chocolate milk, quiet, watching the fights while Daddy live tweets. And I'm like, this is me right here. This is my boy. Let's go. It's like, he's my little guy. So it's cool.
Good life.
But yeah. But speaking of MMA, and what's up, Otis? What's going on, dude?
There he is.
Speaking of MMA, 2 cards that we haven't talked about yet. We'll talk about the one from last week in a little bit. But yeah, did you watch any of yesterday?
Nah.
You didn't miss a lot.
I did watch the main event. And what was the co-main?
Co-main was Amanda Ribas got the shits beat out of her by Macy Barber.
Yep, didn't watch that one either.
Macy fucked her up.
I popped in and out. The car was early. I sort of forgot that, so I missed most of the prelims. I actually just sort of figured shit out just in time to watch Topuria and Emmett, which was fine by me. That was a fucking great fight. I gotta be honest with you, bro. And I get it. I fucking get it. It is what it is. But people were complaining about cards being oversaturated years ago, and I was sort of in the boat to like, I was in the sort of the DW. And look, it is still, look, you don't like it, don't watch it. Fair enough. But I'm just getting to the point to where I'm not watching now. Some of these fucking cards, bro, I would rather have a tug. I would rather fucking do anything else. I mean, some of these fights, and again, I hate the fucking the hipster fight fans out there. Like, yeah, you gotta watch the card to see what it is. Hey man, suck my dick. I've been watching fights for fucking 25 years. I know that. I used to say that shit, but you also gotta have a life. You motherfuckers want me to watch early prelims or whatever the fuck? Start paying me. Other than that, I'm trying to fucking go snort some coke. Let's fucking get fucked up. I'll be dead soon. I'm gonna be 40. I ain't got time to be watching horse shit. Listen, all bullshit aside, you want me to fucking wake up and get into some fights early on a fucking Saturday like that? Make a decent card, or at least put together some freak shows. Jake Paul, have that cute little prick fight, man. All due respect, I don't give a fuck about none of these fights, and after the card happens, I'll skim through and I'll look at the highlights. I'll get on Twitter. So, if somebody does something stand out, I'll get to it. But as far as wasting fucking 5 hours of my day goes for a card that on paper looks like fucking dog shit, man, it's just I'm ready to say that I think it's oversaturated. I mean, if you all joking aside, if you've got to the point to where I don't like, again, Dana White, you don't like it, don't watch. Say, Jack, I won't. And I haven't been like some of these cards I fucking just can't be bothered to watch.
Do you remember Jesse? Jesse used to be watching all of them, even though he worked like fucking like middle of the night shit. He would still watch the cards and shit. We would talk about it, and out of nowhere, he was just like, "I'm fucking done." Like, there's a real, I don't even know what to call it. I don't want to call it fight exhaustion because it sounds kind of lame, but there's a real exhaustion that comes with fans, like constantly be like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna fucking stay here for 5 hours," and it's like the card ends up being not worth it. Now, we all know there's always those cards that look like shit on paper and then they fucking over deliver, and those are awesome. But most of the time, people will look at the card and be like, just like you, like, do I really want to spend fucking 6, 7, 8 hours watching this? Like this, come on, man. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to watch decision after decision and fighters that don't want to actually like engage and shit like that. Like, I get it. Like, I'm just like you. I used to be like, dude, there's no fucking watch. I don't give a fuck. And now I'm sitting here going like, man, remember the days when there used to be like an event once a month? Fuck, those were great. Every card was fire, like every single one. Then they went to one every 2 weeks. That was great. And then we went to every single week, and we started seeing this oversaturation and shit.
And I'll tell you something. You know what else? And I get it. I fucking get that it's the, what's the fuck's that word? The maturation. Did I say that fucking right? It's the maturation of the sport.
Yeah.
I get that. But, man, a lot of times, fucking shit is boring, bro. All these motherfuckers look alike. They sound alike. They fight alike. Man, I used to like back in the day where Damian Maia had this nasty grappling game. And if Minotauro got you on the ground, you was in trouble. And if Brock Lesnar started with the ground and pound, you was fucked. Or if Anderson got you in range. It's like everybody's fucking blah, man. He's really good here. He's really good there. They're really good everywhere. And then they get together and they have a fucking a glorified sparring match. And yeah, I know. Welcome to the Keyboard Warriors, right? Some fat prick on the internet complaining about fighters who actually get in there and do it. And again, listen, anybody who trains and gets in the cage and, as Uncle Chell would say, fights with fucking half naked with all their clothes off in front of the world and all that shit. Listen, I get that it does take a lot of, fucking kahunas to go through with that and get yourself there. All that being said, I'm paying money. I say this all the time about having a podcast. I wish this bitch would blow up. I wish we would get millions of views and I could get paid to do this. But I understand why you motherfuckers ain't watching. It's the internet. You could be watching fucking porn right now. You could stream the newest fucking episode of Black Mirror. You could watch anything. Why would you waste your time watching me shoot my mouth off? Well, same thing. I'm not going to watch two fucking shit rats I've never heard of but play fucking ankle lock with each other. Nobody's fucking bleeding. Fuck that in the asshole. I'd rather watch fucking porn or stream some fucking shit from HBO. There's too much shit to do. Now, if we're going to watch Israel Adesanya paint a fucking masterpiece or fucking Ilya Topuria beat the goddamn dog shit out of some poor sap, I'm fucking here for that still.
Oh, yeah.
But these fucking humdrum Tom Dickhead versus Joe whoever the fuck, they're both well-rounded. I'm just fucking, it's boring. It's tired. It's fuck.
It's almost boxing.
Yeah,
it's
kind
almost
of,
boxing,
man.
bro.
Kind of. It's sort of heading there. It's not that bad yet. I won't get
no.
But it's just there's just too many goddamn fights. We have fucking 12 fights a week, every fucking week. And, you know, it is what it fucking is, man.
Dude, there was a broadcast a couple weeks ago. The first one back, we had like a break, and then the first one back, and John Anik says, folks, this is the first of it was like a 30-some straight weekends with UFC cards. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
what the hell? Bro, give us a break every couple of weeks here, man. Like, let us miss you a little bit. Like come on. So
honestly, I think let me make sure I word this properly, because I heard Dana White say something one time like, is there ever too much football? If people love something, is there ever too much of it? And I remember at the time, again, I tend to side with Dana White on a lot of shit. I remember at the time I was thinking like, yeah, bro, he's right. Like, if we love it, we love it. Give me, like, I was on his side. Like, you don't like the fights, don't watch them. But at this point, I think it can absolutely be a bad thing. I'm gonna get sidetracked here a little bit, but quick, like, sort of side reference. Eminem's last few albums, right? I don't think that, look, if you had asked me Eminem's all-time status, like, fucking where does he rank as the all-time as a rapper? If you had asked me that question 3 or 4 years ago, before he released these last 3 albums of his, bro, I would have put Eminem top 3.
Yeah.
Like, all time. I'm talking about with fucking Pac, Big L. I don't give a fuck. I would have put Eminem right up there. And I still think he's probably top 10. But these last few albums he's dropped, a couple of them I thought were straight trash. One of them was all right. It's just like sometimes too much is too much. I think the UFC would really fucking benefit from taking some weeks off. Let Bellator and PFL and all those cunts go out there and fail a little. Let them remind us of why we love the UFC. Because honestly, when the UFC puts on cards like this, they make me think of them along the same lines of a Bellator or a PFL. And I fucking get it, cocksuckers. I know they're not. I know they're going to come around in July and they're going to bring us a big humdinger of a fight. I guess what I'm saying is this detracts more than it helps. Now, I also understand that they're doing business. They have a certain amount of fights that they have to get all these fighters. So they have to have these horseshit fight nights where they let fucking 32 fighters that nobody's ever heard of fight so they can get them through their contracts. All I'm saying is, for the product, it's a little watered down. Like, before, if you heard the UFC was having a card, bro, I used to fucking mold my life around this shit. Saturday nights, Daddy Fred wasn't doing nothing. The UFC had the fights going on, and it was sort of like, who's fighting this Saturday? Who gives a fuck? The UFC's having a card. If the UFC throws a card, it's going to be some bangers on there. Bro, listen, that ain't it no more. Now, if it's Saturday night, it's like the UFC's having a card. Okay, who's fighting? Well, it don't matter. It's the UFC. Bullshit. Who's fighting? Who's on the fucking card before I decide to not go out and do some drugs and get some pussy? Because otherwise, sorry, Angela Hill and fucking Mackenzie Dern. No, you're not better than fucking Coke.
Oh my god, that is fucking too goddamn accurate. No, I'm with you, man. And so like I was just like, you know, the same shit. Like, don't fucking watch, don't worry about it. And now I'm like, you know what? I get it, man. I'm gonna watch anyway, but I fucking get it. I wouldn't. Like, there's a lot of shit to do on a Saturday night that's, you know, that doesn't involve sitting in front of a TV hoping you get some fucking good fights. So, like, for example, so this last card yesterday, okay, starting off with the prelims, okay, or, you know, which they kicked off at 8:30 a.m. West Coast time. First fight decision, second fight decision, third fight decision. Now that was the Chepe Mariscal versus Trevor Peek fight. That was a fight of the night. That was a great fucking fight. If you want to go back and watch one that was the decision, it was that one. It was crazy, just slugfest. And then an upset, Joshua Van comes in at short notice, beats Zaga Zumagula by decision, but also decision. Tabitha Ricci wins by decision. Then we finally get a finish by Mateos Rebecki in the second round. Then Randy Brown gets a decision. Neil Magny, decision. Do you get where I'm going with this? Like, it's all decisions. Then finally, the main card had a bit of action here. So, you know, Brandon Allen with the first round submission. David Onama knocks out Gabriel Santos in the second round. The fucking Austin Lane and Justin Tava fought. And that ended in a no contest because like 30 seconds into the fight, Austin Lane shoves all his fingers into top of his eye. It was so bad he couldn't continue.
Wow.
Yeah. Then Macy Barber beats the living dog shit out of Amanda Hebes, so that was entertaining. But then the main event goes decision again, which honestly it was a really good performance by Topuria, and Josh Emmett was just too damn tough for his own goddamn good. But so the main card sort of saved it. But by the time we got past the prelims, I know a lot of people were like, "Hey man, let me know what happens in the main card because I'm not watching this shit anymore." And I was like, "All right, man, I get you, man." So
listen, here's the problem with that fucking goddamn. Oh, but this fight turned out to be a real good one. Listen, nobody gives a fuck. Okay, like, and look, I don't speak for fucking everybody. All right?
mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are some fans out there that love fighting. And they just, if they see a good fight, but listen, newsflash, bro, most people aren't like that. There is a fucking reason that Conor McGregor is the most popular fucking fighter of all time. There's a reason it took Anderson Silva a month of Sunday before he became a goddamn fucking famous fighter. The stories, the entertainment aspect of it, the personality, man, this shit is important. Quite frankly, a lot of people don't care if you have some crazy knockdown fight because if it's fucking Joe Dickhead 1 and Tom Dickhead 2, who gives a fuck? Listen, you know how many fucking great fights have happened in one championship or PFL? How many great fights happened in Dream or Sengoku or Strike Force or fucking Pride? You know how many great fights have happened? And I shouldn't even throw Pride and some of them in there because those fights actually meant something. They had names. I'm just saying, do you remember a fucking show called what was it called? It used to come on HD Net, and it was Boss Rutan was on there. It was called MMA.
Oh, Inside Access or something like that.
Inside MMA or some bullshit like that. Boss Rutan and Kenny, whatever the fuck, Kenny Rice, whatever. So excuse me. They had a segment just where they would show random knockouts, from local shit in Russia and so on and so forth. Dude,
Inside MMA, you're right.
Inside MMA. So they would show all the, the point I'm trying to make is there are all kinds of impressive performances and knockouts and submissions from guys from all over the world, but nobody gives a fuck because you're not a star, you're not a celebrity, your story's not out there being told. Nobody gives a shit. Well, that counts for the UFC too, man. Nobody, like, if on paper we don't know who this guy is, he hasn't made his way into our consciousness, or she hasn't made her way into our consciousness, it doesn't matter if you're like, oh, they had a great fight. Who gives a fuck? I mean, dude, you can watch fucking street fights on YouTube and watch good fights. You can watch good fights constantly, but who's having the good fight? Why does it matter? Who cares? What's on the line? Bro, that shit matters if you want us to fucking give a fuck about these entertainers / fighters.
And that's 100% true. And shout out to Jeremiah Dessins and Street Beef. So those are the fights that we're talking about. You could easily turn that shit on.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like
it's more fun.
Right. You want to watch a fun fight? You can watch fun fights all over. We turn into the UFC to watch great fighters, but great stories, great people, tremendous fucking people doing tremendous things. If I want to watch two shitbirds beat the dog shit out of each other, I'll fucking scroll YouTube. Like, I can fucking see that. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. No, you're right, man. Real quick, let's get to a bunch of comments that are on here. Otis says Hebus needs to improve her striking defense. 100%. God, she got fucked up. Also, that showed low IQ with a knee bar attempt. I can see why you feel that way. I think she would just fucking going for it. I know you heard John Danaher say, fucking try leg lock, or Gordon Ryan said that too. But it's like she's like, fuck it, try a knee bar and let's go with it. The problem with a knee bar is both your arms are taken. You can't defend from getting your face beat to shit. So yeah, you're right. That's probably the low IQ at that point. I'm the same way for us. Some of these fighters just aren't bringing it low quality talent. Santiago says, I believe. Oh, what's up, Santiago? I believe the card was earlier to be at a decent time for the main event in Spain. Fair enough. Kate Morehouse in the house. What's up? Plus, these fighters aren't making names for themselves either. Now, Jack Della Maddalena, Ilia, and Topuria, and Kareem Silva, and Manuel Torres are bringing it, but a lot of these new names aren't busting. And those names right there still aren't hitting.
But Otis is on the nose a little bit. Yeah, I mean, Jack Della, there's a few people, but yeah, look, he just named fucking 3 people. We've had 2 cards in the last 2 weeks with fucking 30 fighters on them. You know what I mean? If we've got fucking 3 people and 30, that means 9 times out of the 10 of these fucking people are just sort of humdrum. And again, I we talk a lot of shit on the show. I don't mean to be uberly disrespectful to the fighters that actually make the walk and shit. But at the end of the day, man, again, we're just talking about entertainment value. And we're also speaking about the UFC. It ain't like I go to PFL and Bellator or we're like picking on Jungle Fight. I mean, this is the fucking UFC. This is supposed to be the pinnacle of, So, like, I mean, if you're going to tear somebody apart for fucking subpar fights, sorry, UFC, you're the one that's going to get the brunt of the fucking stick here.
100%. Some of these fights, you could, like you said, could probably belong in like Bellator and stuff like that. So
honestly,
what hurts some of these fighters to improve their grappling? My goodness, not asking for Verdun, but a lot of these fighters have nothing to offer on the ground. You know, that's one thing I noticed. What's up?
It's just standard. It's a stalemate. No, they hit the ground. Boom, I pull guard. You do this. It's like a fucking. It's fucking boring. It's everybody knows just enough to neutralize the other one. Like, where are the good old days of a specialist? I like a motherfucker like his striking ain't that good, but if that prick gets you on the ground, he's going to go to work on you. Or his ground game shit, but when this fight starts, you better fucking get him off his feet because otherwise he's going to fuck you up. I hate a fight that starts and it's like, well, let's see how it goes. And he throws a jab, a little 1-2. Oh, he's shooting on a takedown. Oh, he sprawl. Man, fuck that. It feels like a sport at that point. Like, give these pricks a couple baseball bats and let them chase a ball around. I want to feel some fucking danger. I tell you what, boy, I was not a big Brock Lesnar fan when he was fighting. But in hindsight, looking back on his career, a couple things you got to give Brock. But one thing you got to give him, the fucking fights were entertaining. And you were excited going into it because you knew it was going to be a fucking chaos from the time the fucking bell rang. You weren't going to come out. There weren't going to be a filling out. They weren't going to tinkle with each other with jabs. Somebody's getting fucked up real quick. And fuck, man, if that's what we fucking tune in for.
Honestly, the only boring Brock Lesnar fight I ever watched was the one where he just constantly took down Mark Hunt and then popped top for roids. And I was like, God damn it, you came for the paycheck. I respect that. I can't even knock you on that.
Fair enough. And then, to be fair, that was after the diverticulitis. Right? Yeah, that was right. Just to be fair. So that was, he's fucking half dead or some shit like that. But in the beginning, that fucking Heath Herring fight and the Topuria and the
Mir fights were good.
Mir fights. I mean, he fucking brought it, man. Just to use him as one example, there's a lot of guys and girls like that where you're just super excited going in because hell, even Topuria this weekend is a guy where it's like, okay, you sort of know you're going to get something worth fucking tuning in for, as opposed to like, well, he's sort of good everywhere. Hey man, fuck all that.
Yeah, he's good, real good on the fucking feet though.
His hands are fucking nasty, nasty. Like he'll fucking hurt you.
Yeah, no, and I'm with that. I do miss those days where we had like specialist against specialist, or you had like Tank Abbott against someone that looked just like him, and they were just brawling. You had one or the other, and it was always fucking fun. But those are the days we had a card a month, all right? And you have to go to your fucking, you have to go to like behind the curtains in your local video store to fucking get that shit. So, that was a long time ago. Everything's changed now that they're trying to be, a league and shit. So Diego says, "Who's being the spoiled brat now? Fred, good rant." He's got a point.
Listen, he's right. I'm very much a spoiled brat. I grew up having very good fight cards. I grew up fucking watching that fight card a month where you had fucking Chuck Liddell and Rashad Evans and Forrest Griffin and these larger than life personalities, and Anderson Silva and Vanderlei Silva with the fucking hands and the eyes and the whole. I lived through the Chael Sonnen era, you know what I mean? Like, so I know he's joking and stuff, but he's actually sort of right. We've gotten spoiled, and now it's like I'm a spoiled brat. What the fuck is this? I'm not watching. Who the fuck are these creeps? You want me to watch a card where, all due respect, Ili Topuria and fucking Josh Emmett are I grew up where these pricks would be opening up the main pay-per-view at best. Not to be a cunt, but that's just like that's where they'd be on the cards where I was fucking coming up at. So I think fucking right, bro. I'm spoiled. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I think just to close it off here with a nice little bow, I think it's definitely a lot of fighters that need to be given fights, but also those contracts with with the broadcasting. You got to do so many cards a year. If you're promising them a gang of a card every fucking weekend, so a lot of these, not even most, but a lot of these are not going to deliver. So it is what it is. Yep. Otis says, if I'm running things, I would go 100 days without a UFC event. COVID did that, and when they came back, blew up.
One of the best nights of my life, bro. I hate to be over exaggerative, but that first fight back, dog, your boy. And I mean, there was a lot going on too.
People nearly
A
shed
lot
a
going
tear
on.
on that shit.
Yeah, no, for real, bro. Like again, the whole fucking world was in a weird way, but not having a UFC event for fucking 2 or 3 months, I mean, what's the old saying? Like, distance makes the heart grow fonder. It's some real shit, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I get it again. Like, yeah. But I get it. You're right. Listen, we can bitch all we want. They've got a lot of fucking masters to serve. They have to, so it is what it is. And when you have to make fucking 52 fights a year, it is what it is.
Dude, I've lost. I've never started counting, but I know even if I try to count, I can't even tell you how many fights I've watched in my day. But I would venture to say most of them have been like, I could have skipped that one. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Cade says, I like that Macy Barber fight, woman blood and all that. Yeah, no, that was a bloody ass fight. Honestly, that one's worth watching too, because it was a finish. Fucking first of all, but second of all, she actually won the fight and didn't get gifted. And I know people are gonna give me shit for this, but she didn't get it gifted to her by the judges. So there you go. All right, so yeah, Topuria, a big fucking win from him, and now he's talking. He either wants a title shot or he wants Max Holloway in Spain. I'm down with either one, so that'd be cool.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah,
he deserves a huge fight or a title shot. And quite frankly, 100%. He's one of the few pricks that I wouldn't let's not jump out the window and say that we fucking favor him against Volkanovski. But I tell you what, he's one of the first pricks in a long time that I would not just think Volkanovski's going to trounce in there and trounce all over him. He's we'll see what happens with Yair. But if Volkanovski happens to get through Yair, I think Topuria is a very, very tough test for fucking Volkanovski.
I think Topuria wins that fight personally, but we'll see. I mean, it won't be easy, obviously, and it'll be like a fucking back and forth. But I think Topuria has what it takes to be a Volkanovski. But we could debate that here if that fight ever gets made. All right, so now we missed this. Yeah, we didn't talk. We obviously were talking about yesterday, but it wasn't that great of a card. The last weekend, a very forgettable fucking card. With the main event. Oh no, that was before that. Hold up. Oh yeah, last weekend. Jared Cannonier, Marvin Vettori in the main event. I actually didn't watch any of this because I was on vacation. So
I heard that fight was really, really good. Actually, But that's a prime example of who cares. I don't. Again, in hindsight, I heard it was a good fight, and I went back and watched the highlights. It looked like it was a fun fight. It was just one of those fights that going into it, I'm like, man, who cares? Why are we here? What's the purpose? And to get one of them back in they both had their chance. Marvin's had 2 chances. I just don't. It's all I get it. So everybody's got to fight somebody. It just feels like, what are we doing this fight for? What's it matter? For what reason?
100%. And then the one before that, UFC 289, we didn't get to talk about it either. And we're not going to go over all the fights. The 2 ones that we could talk about just very quickly. Charles Oliveira took Beneil Dariush out. He knocked him out. And he was not nice about it, dude, at all. He was fucking like, and me, like, I like Beneil. And so I picked him to win because I want to see someone new go for a fucking title, first of all. But second, I like just the way Beneil fights. And man, he did not look like himself at all. And Charles fucked him up. It was bad. So Charles Oliveira is on the short list, obviously, for another title shot at some point soon here, depending on what happens with Dustin and Justin.
I think Charles Oliveira, I tell you what, man, and I mean, I don't want to get into this right now because it'll be I think it's a very interesting debate, but for my money, Charles Oliveira could be very well, pound for pound, the best offensive fighter of all time. And when I say offensive, I mean, a Vanderlei Silva, just a BJ Penn, a penalty. When he's fucking coming downhill, he's sort of unstoppable. Man, when Charles Oliveira fucking jumps on you, and he fucking tends to jump on everybody. But he's got his you can go through his career and he's definitely had some fuck ups and shit, man. But when he is fucking coming downhill on you, he's just a lot. He throws crazy strikes. I think he's deceptively strong. He's got enough balls to put himself in bad positions, which costs him sometimes. But when it doesn't cost him, he fucks you up. He's got aggressive jiu-jitsu. Again, not afraid to jump on a submission in fear of being put in a bad position. I mean, he's one of the best I've ever seen offensively. When he gets going and he's coming downhill on you, as they say, he's hard to stop, dog. Like if that motherfucker's coming at you doing this bullshit and he starts landing on you and you get dizzy and fall, you're fucked. You are fucked because he is not gonna be fucking around with you. His grappling's nasty. His ground and pound's nasty. Like I think he's one of the best offensive fighters. Now, again, he's been finished. His defense has got holes, but far as just laying the fucking heat on you, I can't think of too many people more dangerous than Charles Oliveira, Jack.
No, his MO is easily like take your best shot, and you see he took your best shot, and nothing happened to him, and then he's like, and then you're like, oh shit, and then he comes after your ass. So, and that's what happened again. So, Benito tried his best, it didn't work out. Guess and Charles Oliveira gets a W. He should still be champion. That weight thing was stupid, or at least he should have been champion up till Islam. But yeah, so that happened. The other fight on that card was Amanda Nunes retired. The fight itself was not good. Let's be honest. Didn't show up to do anything. She didn't throw shit, and then Nunes didn't finish her. So it went all 5 rounds, dude. You got to give it to Aldana for being tough, but I thought Amanda should have been able to get her out of there, like straight up. So it is what it is. But Amanda Nunes retires, man. Is she? Because everyone called Ronda Rousey the GOAT for a long time, the women GOAT and all that. But is Amanda Nunes like head and shoulders above everybody else as far as the GOAT conversation goes in women's MMA?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the cage, fight-wise, resume-wise, yes. Resume-wise, with a fucking bullet. I mean, what's the debate?
Yeah.
She knocked out Cyborg. She knocked out Ronda. She beat Shevchenko twice. Resume-wise, in my opinion, everything's up for a debate except for fucking Amanda Nunes being the greatest female fighter of all time. She even got the win back from Juliana Pena. And even if she hadn't, I'd still give her GOAT status because of all that she's done. You can't really go back on all that because of one loss, but she went back and got that loss back emphatically. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt about it. She is the greatest female fighter we have ever seen. Now, most popular, most influential, most sport shifting and shit. No, not really. She never really got, in my opinion, I don't know if I'll say credit because we all know she's the GOAT, but she just never really generated the hype that she should have with the talent and the fierceness that she possessed. And, I don't know what the answer to that is. I don't know it. Maybe it's just the perfect storm that made Ronda, or Gina Carano, or hell, even Cyborg for that time. But I feel like there was always a disconnect with Amanda Nunes. I don't think Amanda Nunes was ever as popular as any one of those girls in their prime.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, to this day, people still ask about Ronda. In fact, now that Amanda retired, people are starting rumors that Ronda could come back and fight for the belt. I'm like, stop it.
Stop it. Now, you know what's interesting? I do wonder what Amanda Nunes' career would have looked like if she had got to Ronda first. Because before Holly.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, Holly Holm is still low-key riding that fucking knockout in Perth, Australia.
She is.
Listen, if anybody ever beats John, Chris Weidman will always be the guy that beat Anderson. He didn't beat him first, but he beat him when it fucking mattered. When even Nate Diaz getting that win over Conor, man, Nate's always been popular, but that win over Conor at that point when everybody plenty of people beat Conor now. I don't think Dustin Poirier got nowhere near the rub for beating Conor that Nate did, because when you beat them is paramount. By the time that Amanda Nunes knocked out Ronda, Holly had already done that, and it was like, okay, that's impressive, but we knew it could be done. We knew Ronda's striking was garbage, and Ronda wasn't this, I think if Amanda Nunes had knocked out Ronda when Ronda was on top of the world, she might have grabbed a wave that never came down, but it was just weird timing, and Amanda never really got the credit she deserved as far as hype and pay-per-view buys goes. Nobody knows who the fuck Amanda Nunes is. None of my dickhead friends, when Amanda's defending her belt, none of my shitbird casuals are like, oh my God, is Amanda Nunes fighting tonight? Like, I never got one of those fucking calls. And honestly, it's sort of a shitty way to gauge things, but
Yeah.
That's how I can tell in my world if a popular super fight, if a fighter's super popular. If people like that I know aren't massive fight fans are like, hey, is that guy Conor fighting? Hey, is that guy? Or if those fucking assholes start asking me about a fighter, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wow, okay, that's how I fucking know.
It's a
And
sign, yeah.
Amanda Nunes never got one of those calls, man. Nobody ever asked about her that was just like an outsider.
And you're right. You're right on that for sure. She's not super popular. It's, compared not especially not compared to Ronda. Ronda was hot and had that brash attitude that drew viewers along with running through her opponents. Yeah, I mean it's perfect storm, and she was first in the UFC anyway. She was one of the first. She was the first one, so it worked out.
It was a great
yeah. SJ goes, do you think Oliveira beats Islam if they run it back? Ooh. I think it's a different. I think it's a different fight, but I don't know if he beats him.
I hope. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
And a part of me feels like yes, but I don't know what it is. Listen, I think Islam be cheating. I'm gonna tell you something. I think the Russians are cheating. I look at the fight and I think, man, yeah, I think, but it just seems like Islam always comes out and somehow neutralizes it or something.
Yeah.
Like I think he absolutely could. Hell, I would almost say that I favor him to beat Islam with the way he fights, his offensive style. But I sort of thought that the first time they fought and Islam came out and completely fucking neutralized him, got him down and just did whatever he fucking wanted with him. So, if I'm being serious, it's sort of hard to, I mean, that fight wasn't that long ago. Charles Oliveira, neither one of them have really changed as fighters. They're both well into their careers. So, I probably not. He definitely could. But if I had to guess right now, again, I always use this reference, which is fuck. But like, if I had to bet my firstborn on it, I'd probably fucking roll with Islam. As much as it pains me to say it, I mean, he probably still wins.
He probably still wins, yeah. All right, quick. We got about 15 minutes here left. They keep asking Dana White. So okay, at PFL, Francis Ngannou and John Jones came face to face. Had like a mostly respectful little back and forth or whatever in front of the cameras. Shout out to every one of you fucking assholes that ripped our fucking video. Gabriel Gonzalez was there, and he's the one that fucking shot a really good scene, a really good fucking angle of it, and a bunch of you cuntbags fucking stole it and fucking posted it as your own. Fuck y'all. Couple reached out and said, "Hey, my bad. I appreciate you guys. This is not towards you. This is towards the rest of you cuntbags that did not respond to any of that shit, and that's what happened. So fuck y'all." But anyway, so I think Dana White was on the Pat McAfee show a couple days ago, or today. No, Friday, I think maybe. And Pat McAfee asked him, if the co-promotion is possible, and Dana immediately fucking shuts it the fuck down. He goes, "Oh, it wouldn't work." And Francis was here. We tried to make that fight, didn't happen. And Francis fires back with, "Johnny went on vacation for 3 years. I was waiting." I gotta say, I sided Francis Ngannou on this one. I get it. You when the king goes away for 3 years, you better wait for the fucking king to come back. But 3 years, you can't be. If you're Dana White, you can't. I know he will, and he can. But it's hard for me to take seriously something that goes, "Oh, we try to make that fight happen and try to put it on Francis or it not happening." Like, bro, he was there the whole time. It's not his fault that Johnny wanted to go away.
Well, I mean,
I'm telling you.
Listen, I know what you're saying, and I hear everybody, but let's also be very fair. 3 years, John was never going to fight fucking Francis in that first year or two.
Right.
John never said, "I'll fight." He said, "I'm going to get my body right. I'm going to do this the right way." So 3 years might have been a long time. Listen, let's just stop with the silliness. Neither one of these cocksuckers are afraid. No, John, excuse me. John wasn't fucking avoiding Francis.
Oh, no.
And Francis isn't avoiding John. Mm-hmm. All things being equal, the two dickheads would fight. And this just comes down to, I think Francis made a bad business decision. And this has got neither here nor there, whatever.
We've talked about it already, yeah.
Right. As this whole thing's playing out. I forget, what was the question again? What are we even talking about here? What's the point?
No, I'm just saying,
Dana White saying that,
that's where I'm going with it.
Listen. So I don't know what I didn't hear this interview, so I don't know what Dana White said. I don't think nobody's afraid of it. That's all hyperbolic and stupid.
Yeah.
But so is when people say, well, they could just co-promote. They could co-promote. Dana could co-promote with the PFL. They could do it. Yeah, they could. Now, put your fucking self in that position. Would you, if you're the UFC and I got 95% of the fucking business share and you cunts just smuggled out my heavyweight champion, it's like you fuck one of my girlfriends while we're going through a fight and then you want to have a threesome with us later. Hey, man, fuck you and that stupid bitch. Y'all have fun with that loser. Let him fight Jake Paul or whatever other idiot you guys can sign. No, we're not fucking co-promoting with you. Oh, and newsflash, just for the fucking record, this has happened before. Newsflash. The UFC actually did co-promote. For all you little youngins out there in the game that don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Way back in the
UFC, the UFC actually did co-promote when there was a fucking company called Pride, who was actually just about as big as the UFC. So, and when I say they co-promoted, I mean they co-promoted. They sent Chuck Liddell, their biggest star, to participate in Pride's tournament, and they did it first. And fucking Chuck lost to Rampage Jackson, one of their stars at the time, which was not a big deal. But the fucking deal was we send Chuck to fight in that tournament, and then you send, it was either Vanderlei, I think it was Vanderlei, because he was the man at the time, and Vanderlei Chuck was just the fight that's got every. So the deal was Chuck comes there and fights in Pride, but win, lose, or draw, Vanderlei comes and fights Chuck in the UFC afterwards. Well, guess what, boys and girls? After Chuck went and got fucking monkey dunked and thumped on by Rampage, Pride completely welched on their end of the deal, and they didn't send their fucking guy. So when you see the UFC now holding way more of the cards and going, fuck that, we ain't co-promote with nobody. We tried that shit. We got fucked in the ass. Now we're the big dogs in town. And again, I obviously nobody would do that to the UFC anymore, but I completely understand why they wouldn't go, A, we got fucked doing it once, and B, now, all due respect, it makes zero sense. Yes, PFL, you fucking cunts. God damn, it bugs me so bad. Why wouldn't they just co-promote? Of course you would. You guys have fuck all to lose with a co-promotion. In a best case scenario, your guy knocks out John Jones and you get to keep the guy that beat John Jones in the PF fucking L. In a best case scenario, John Jones beats Francis Ngannou, which who gives a fuck because now he's in the PFL. Nobody really cares in the UFC. It's a literal like lose-lose for the UFC and a win-win for the PFL. So when people say, well, they could co-promote, come on, y'all. Like, why the fuck would the UFC do that? Why on earth would the UFC co-promote a fight with Francis Ngannou after what he did to them? Like, just all they want to help him make money? Like, John could fight a broomstick and make a ton of money on pay-per-view. Who's Francis gonna fight in the PFL that makes what John makes fighting fucking Stipe or fucking Sergey or any of them heavyweight dicks?
Any of them. Yeah, no, that's the thing, and I'm totally 100% on board with you on that. Like, the UFC will never co-promote again. Like, Dana learned that lesson the hard way. That fucking happened that way. But also, you're right. Why would we help you? Why the fuck will we help you? Give you all that exposure. And yeah, let's say Francis somehow wins. You're right. Francis ain't gonna come back here and fight John in the rematch. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, right. So why the fuck? I mean, again, it's just people are like, they could co-promote. Man, of course they're not going to co-promote. Why the fuck would the UFC do that? For what fucking reason? What the fuck would they gain from doing that, man? That's never going to happen. Come on, man.
They would gain fuck all. Very quick because we're running out of time. Conor McGregor, you think he fights this year or no? All the shit that's going down, like he's doing everything, but like I don't know.
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and it doesn't look good, right? I mean, I feel I'm also one of those pricks that I'm not really too worried about the USADA shit. When Brock came in and fought on 2 weeks' notice, it sort of proved that they can get around that if they want to. I don't know. I don't know if Conor wants to fight. And again, I'm not. Again, nobody's fucking scared of nobody. I just think Conor's fucking filthy rich. What's the old saying, man? Was it Joe Frazier or whoever? It's hard to wake up and then silk robes and go run at 3:30 in the morning. You see Conor fucking knocking out the mask out at fucking Miami games and shit. Like, I mean, listen, he's fucking molesting broads in the bathroom. I don't fucking go fight nobody either. Again,
I'll be asking about that.
The podcast, I'd much rather be out doing fucking blowing whores. That's what he's doing. Why the fuck would he go fight Michael Chandler? I mean, it doesn't seem like I thought he was going to when they did the show, but now, probably not.
I don't think he's gonna fight this year. I question whether he's ever gonna fight again. I question whether I want to ever see him fight again if he's not gonna take it serious. Like I like the Conor McGregor in my mind that was like fucking balls out, cutting way too much weight to make 145 just to fucking take on everybody, fucking poking at everyone, going to their home countries and ripping up their posters and talking about smacking their lady on the ass and shit like that. Like I like all that stuff that he did. But if he comes back, let's say next year, and he just gets run through. Like, I don't want to see that shit either. I want to see him be competitive at least, right? Yeah. But he don't look like he want to fight. He just doesn't. So like the Miami mascot thing, that was just dumb. I don't know why the fuck mascots want to get punched by fighters, but enjoy yourself with a broken nose or whatever it was. But the allegations, as crazy as they sound in the complaint, because a lot of those details, I'm sitting there going like, oh, come on now, there's got to be video of this shit. Like, it's kind of crazy, but to keep putting yourself in that position repeatedly, it's like, dude, when are you gonna just like realize that you are who you are?
Yeah, that's crazy, the only thing. You got he. I don't know what the fuck's going on with all these broads, and it don't look good. But one thing I will say, all joking aside, all the money in the world and everything, you do got to stop fucking around with that. One of these times, you're going to get unlucky, and something's just going to go wrong, and you're going to get fucked in some way, like. Yeah, you're filthy rich. You got, at a certain point, I don't know. Yeah, find a way to not do that shit, man. Unless you are fucking out there just molesting women at that point. And, at that point, I just don't even know what to tell people to do. Like, if Conor McGregor is actually out there, how much fucking pussy you think Conor can get? I mean, what do you think Conor McGregor's DMs look like? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's not like the most handsome guy in the world, but he's filthy fucking rich. He's brash. He's loud. He's out there. I mean, I'm sure the guy gets tons of pussy. So, if the dude is actually touching girls that don't want him touching them, he needs to get in fucking therapy immediately. I mean, these guys that got tons of pussy that are still putting their hands where they don't go, boys, you got to ask yourself what the fucking problem is. I mean, listen, it's never all right to touch a woman when she tells you no. Right. But at least if you're the fucking type of loser that never gets it, you're just like, fuck it, I'm going for it, sweet tits, because this is all I got. I'm a fat loser troll. Fuck it. But like when you're somebody that's, a famous, good-looking, quote-unquote fucking fighter that probably gets tons of pussy on your own, if you're actually still out there fucking touching women, bro, you got to get in therapy. What the fuck is going on with you?
If you did that shit, you got to go to jail too. You got to pay your fucking dues.
Yeah.
He won't, but still.
For sure. But again, just to fucking sort of figure out what's going on with you, my guy. Like, if you're doing that shit, you got to fucking figure out what the deal is, because it ain't like you can't go get fucking pussy, bro. So,
right.
I don't know what's going on with that. Figure it the fuck out.
For real. Stop putting yourself in that shitty spot, man. I don't think Conor fights this year since FJ agreed. And as I agree with Eddie, I don't want to see Conor fight unless his heart's 100% in it. Yeah, I think we're past the 100% heart thing. So I'm with you. I don't want to see him unless he's actually going to be like going all in. Meanwhile, Michael Chandler is already training. So, you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck to tell you. And we'll end the show with this, because this is the dumbest fucking thing ever. And I wish people weren't trying to make it real and talk it, but the more they talk about it, the more Dana's going to try and push it. Elon Musk made a joke on Twitter. I'm pretty sure he already walked it back, but he made a joke on Twitter talking about he'll fight Zuckerberg in a cage fight, whatever. And Zuckerberg pulls out the Habib line. He goes, send location. Now, was it cute? Was it funny? Yeah. Should it happen? No. Will it happen? Highly doubt it. I only say highly doubt it. I would love to say no, but I only say highly doubt it because, like, Dana pushed Power Slap when everyone was still making fun of it, but when everybody was making fun of it, saying it was the dumbest shit they ever seen or heard of, and he pushed it anyway, made it happen. You got to give that man credit at least at that level. But like, I feel like I'm the only one going like, this is dumb as shit. This is dumb as fuck. Why are we talking about this? And everyone else is like, oh well, like Jake Shields went and tweeted at Elon like, "I'll come train with me. I'll be your training partner. Come train with me." GSP said he'll train Elon. Also, this shit. And it's just like, dude, can we stop? These guys are billionaires. I'll give Zuckerberg credit. He trains and he competes. He's competed in jiu-jitsu tournaments already. But like, Elon don't do shit. Elon's so rich, he don't even fucking, he don't even go on the treadmill or anything. He's just a fat shit walking around on boats and stuff like that. He's got all this kind of money. He don't need the fight. So that fight's not happening. Let's just stop right there. But do you think, because Dana White's involved, that there's even a slight chance that shit happens?
Yeah. Yeah, I do actually. I do, yeah. I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
But I think it's actually a lot more plausible and possible than a lot of us think because of a couple things. Listen, listen, let's be very clear. Let's be super clear. Would Dana White make the fight? Oh, you bet your fucking ass he would. Oh, you bet your fucking ass he would. I mean, let's live in the world. We got to go soon, so we don't got a whole bunch of hypothetical time here. But let's live in the world for a brief moment, hypothetically, where they fucking do the fight. If the fight fucking actually happens, and it is a sanctioned MMA fight in the UFC, it's safe to say it will be the biggest fight ever of all time, including fucking Floyd and Pacquiao.
I wish I could tell you. I can't.
That means 4.5 to 6, 7 million pay-per-view buys. I don't know what the numbers are, but that's a whole bunch of millions. Now, one thing we do know about life is that money moves a whole bunch of mountains. When you start talking about close to a fucking $1 billion in revenue, you start talking about a pricking Elon Musk, who, yes, makes it tons of money, but he's got tons of projects too. Would Elon turn down 800 million? I'm sure he could figure out something to do with that. And for what? Worst comes to worst, he loses a fight to this other little nerdy prick. Like, I don't think they get it done, but I tell you what, in this world, I would not be shocked. Elon is extremely eccentric. Mark Zuckerberg is extremely eccentric. These guys are filthy rich. What do filthy rich eccentric people do? Weird shit. Real weird shit. Like fight in a cage for the fucking world to see. Again, do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But like, if these two dickheads got remotely serious, DW, like, don't play with me. Do not play with me, boys. I'll promote the fuck out of this. We will make $1 billion fucking dollars. We'll have Floyd be the referee. Don't fucking play with me. People like, oh, Dana White said we don't do this here. Dana White is the best in the fucking business. And being the best in the business means you lie through your fucking teeth. They absolutely do this here. But when they do it here, it's the best. It's the best. Like it or not. James Toney, huge fight. Listen, was it a shit show in hindsight? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Going into the fight, they sold us on the fact that James Toney might fuck around, knock out Randy Couture. When they said go, your boy was front and center, eyes locked on that fight. Of course, what happened. Of course it did.
Yeah.
But they signed Brock Lesnar. They signed CM Punk.
CM Punk's the one that I'm talking about.
They have done this shit before. It has to really make sense. You have to, for real, bring some numbers, though, for the UFC to actually play with you on this level.
Yep.
Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk will bring some real fucking numbers. Now, again, I don't know how serious Elon is, but I know he's fucking weird, eccentric, and filthy rich. So, like, it's not the weirdest thing in the world. I doubt it, but, like, if they actually made it happen, I would be like,
we're all watching.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Like I said, I think it's unlikely, but these are some weird dudes we're talking about, man.
Yeah. No, and to me, it got funny because everyone immediately put a political twist to it. It was like, who was it? Who's that jackass? Colby Covington was like immediately like, what did he say? He said, it's totally gonna beat that commie, whatever their politics. I don't give a fuck. We're talking about just a fight game. Like Elon ain't throwing a punch ever, and Zuckerberg's been training for like a handful, like 2-3 years, or whatever it's been. Like, who knows, right? But even no one cares. People still tune in.
I hate to give any gas to this fight, but that's why I think it's intriguing because that don't matter. Listen, Elon could just be a tough guy. Like, bro, I mean, man, listen, Mark Zuckerberg's been training for a couple years.
Yeah.
I ain't done nothing in a month of Sundays. I'll beat the dog shit out of Mark Zuckerberg. Just based on who I am and where I'm from, Mark can get some work for me. I don't give a fuck how much jiu-jitsu he trained. So maybe Elon just got a nice right hand, like say Jack. When I was young, I used to get after it. Maybe Elon will beat the dog shit out of Mark Zuckerberg. If he could hit him down the elbow. Listen, you can do all that jiu-jitsu, all that's cool until I go wham and I elbow you right on your fucking nose. What's that? Then that black belt go right to a goddamn white belt real quick when your motherfucking eyes get to watering.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of either guy. Like, I hope if that actually happens, it's like a double knockout. We just get to laugh at two billionaire idiots while Dana Lasso, his ass to the bank. But I would love to see like Elon Musk just fly to Thailand, go to like AKA Thailand, take a picture with Mike Swick or whatever, with like the gear on and everything, and then just leave, get back on a plane and fly back, and just get the internet fucking talking. You know why? Because he's a fucking billionaire. He has the money to do stupid shit like that. If I was a billionaire and I was like, Mark Zuckerberg, I'll fight you in the cage, I had no intention of doing it, and Mark Zuckerberg hit me up, like, send me a location, I would fly to Thailand that moment, take a picture in Thailand, like I'm training, all sweaty and shit, just someone pour water on me, post it on the internet, and then fly my ass back to my comfortable ass fucking house, just to fuck with it. It'd be hilarious.
You know what's crazy is, again, if they actually did it and they did this shit, they could sell the fuck out of this fight with the
Oh yeah.
If Elon Musk lost 25 pounds and just like took his shirt off and went like that in 2 months, we'd all be like, shit, what's up with it? I'm Team Elon, get down, like fuck Mark Zuckerberg. He been fucking hitting the pads one good time, sweating and shit, man. He'll sell the shit out on this fight.
You know how many people fucking hate Elon Musk and how many people fucking hate Mark Zuckerberg? They would tune in just to watch one of them get their ass whooped. Like it'd be the biggest. Fuck me. Now I'm convinced it'd be the biggest fucking fight in the UFC ever. Ever.
It would be. And all joking aside, again, I don't think it happens. But when you start talking about those kind of numbers, Dana White would do it.
Oh, sure.
So we need 3 yeses to make this happen, and we do one of the craziest
things
ever. We already got one. We need 2 eccentric billionaires to actually say yes. Now that's a long shot, but is it that long of a shot? When you start talking, and listen, you imagine somebody talking to Elon Musk right now, and they're going to say, Elon, look, now you did Tesla, you did this, you did that. If you fucking fight this prick, it will go down with the Thriller in Manila. It will go down as one of the biggest cultural icon pop moments of history. 1,000 years from now, as fucked as it'll sound, they'll be like, one time, fucking 2 billionaires fought in a fucking cage match. Like, it will outlive all of us if you pricks actually do this. Now, again, I don't know that that's enough to sell them, but I do know that Elon's the type of character that I would imagine shit like that matters to. I mean, listen, he's already got all the money in the world. He's already flying to Mars and terraforming Mars. What else can you do to really make you want to get out of bed in the morning and give you butterflies? Take a fucking cage fight for the whole world to see. Make $1 billion in the process, but like, I can kind of see it happening. I fucking doubt it, but like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of like weird pros here. And I think Mark Zuckerberg, to your point, would actually do it. He's been training. What's he got to lose? Fucking Facebook could use another 500 million, I'm sure. Like,
dude. And then just to close it out with this one, it's like whatever timeline we're on, because it feels like right before COVID, something happened and we hit some kind of timeline and that shit's all fucking weird as shit. Nothing, like, you're right, nothing surprises me anymore. We got, a fucking coup in Russia, and also we don't have a coup in Russia. There's a fucking submarine that goes down with 5 billionaires or 3 billionaires or whatever it was, and fucking boom, done. All this kind of shit, nothing surprises me anymore. So I would not be surprised if shit happens. I fucking don't care for it to happen. But if it did, I hate to fucking tell you. I can't lie to you. I would watch this shit laughing, but I would watch. So, is what it is. All right. Anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
No, we got to go. I got to go right now too, quickly. And I don't want to see. It's a shame that anybody dies, but those fucking pricks in the fucking Titanic. The reason I can't stand white people. Fucking embarrassed and ashamed of myself most of the time for being fucking white because we do fucking shit like that. That right there is why most people think white people are fucked in the head, because you'd even fucking do something like that. What the fuck would he? Who the fuck gives a fuck about the fucking Titanic at this point? Especially seeing the fucking boat wreck down there. I watched the movie where Jack fucks that broad, the fucking red-haired broad with the big tits. Watch that fucking movie. Who gives a fuck about going to see the Titanic and the goddamn fucking dolphin swimming through it?
Yeah, the funny thing is that now that you say that, the reason we even went down, anyone even went down to go find the fucking the Titanic in the first was way back in the day is because supposedly, I don't know all the details on it, but supposedly 2 nuclear submarines sank and they were looking for them. The 2 American ones sank and they were looking for him. And so they sent that guy down like, yeah, they didn't want the Russians or anybody else to know that there was 2 nuclear fucking warheads down underwater. So they sent this little motherfucker, hey, yeah, go find the Titanic. He found the nuclear subs and then accidentally stumbled into the Titanic. That's the only reason we found it. You know why? No one gave a fuck before. No one was looking for the Titanic before. It didn't matter. So that's what it is. But when I see that story, like the fact that those guys knew, because you had to talk to the guy, the founder, the CEO, whatever, that went down and also died with them. But if you're a billionaire and you see what this shit's made of, and it's driven by a PlayStation controller, and all that shit, and you still signed the waiver, and you still went down that motherfucker. This is why my argument is that billionaires are not always that fucking smart. They're just really fucking lucky. So
that's why I can't stand white people. Like, you give a white prick $1 billion, what's he do? He floats to the bottom of the ocean and kills his fucking self. You know,
only motherfuckers I feel bad for is that 19-year-old kid, man. He just got here, fucking dies in that shit, and he didn't even want to go. He only did it because his dad wanted to make a memory for Father's Day. But apparently, according to his aunt, was like he was like he didn't want to go. He was not about it. So it's what it is. All right, folks, we gotta run. Shout out to everyone tuned in. Otis, Santiago, SJ.
Okay, I gotta go right now. I gotta go right now. I love y'all.
Take care, bro.
Later, bro.
Take care. All right. Well, I'll close out the show. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Santiago, Otis, SJ, Cade was here. Patrick was here. Appreciate the hell out of all you guys. Shout out to everyone tuned in. Appreciate the fuck out of you guys. Make sure you follow us at Keyboard MMA for the show. Just at Cageside Press at this point on everything. And at Eli32 for myself. Gen City Jesus for Fred. CagesidePress.com for everything. Next week's card is, Sean Strickland against Abbas Magomedov. Enjoy. All right. For myself, Mr. Red Kirby, the entire team over at Cageside Press. My name is Eddie Law. Love the hell out of you guys. Shout out to everyone tuned in. You guys are dope as fuck. Please subscribe, like, make a comment, share, whatever you want to do. And we'll catch you guys next time. For myself, the entire team, good night and good night, Wilshire.